Radiant pick.
So it helps out significantly. A hero that we don't see often, but usually this purple lad gets picked up when Oracle and all the other position 5 supports are banned.
I really like
Jabs has picked it up for himself.
I like the Witch Doctor pick very much, because Mysg+Au Shaman is similar to Crystal Maiden, where he has a very high impact channeling ability, but you don't want to cancel it with any actual stun, because you're wasting a stun on support. Witch Doctor is great because you have a stun that bounces around, similar with Sanking with an AoE stun. It allows you to have a low commitment stun essentially on a hero that you want to have to stop, right? Similar with the Bane and stuff like that.
And you've got the ward battles. The ward against Serpent wards.
So one is a team fight, one is a pushing ward much more, but we'll see how that turns out. Juggernaut for Mysg+Au. You know, as an answer to Witch Doctor is quite nice, because Maledict doesn't affect you as much with the Blade Fury. You're able to use the Healing Ward as well to not die to the Maledict, which is massive.
Yeah, you've got Devour on Doom, Healing Ward on Jug to deal with Maledict.
That's good sustain in general. You have a good pushing power. Get a double Omni Slash.
10 seconds.
Doesn't work, by the way. I was just just in case people are confused by that.
Memes.
5 seconds
XD.
left.
Just drop the XD.
I did try it for a genuinely long amount of time, thinking I was just doing it wrong.
XD? What, sarcasm?
No. Yeah.
You're doing sarcasm
for
wrong.
15 years, my social...
What is sarcasm?
No, the Omni Slash. You know, I thought that it was just like, if you get the right angle, maybe you can get the double one. Maybe you have to be close together. I tried so many different ways, and it wasn't possible. It was very disappointing. I thought you should really create a double of your Juggernaut and do the double one.
But go bouncy.
Exactly.
They still decide to go back for the Lifestealer.
So you already... Okay.
It's not the Wraith King, but it's similar.
He's not too annoyed by the Doom by any means. He wins in lane as well against the Doom. 0 armor, high HP is like Lifestealer's feast. Pun intended. And Lifestealer here, a bit annoyed by the Grimstroke Ghost, I guess, to some degree. Because if he surprises you from outside, the Hex is also very annoying against a Lifestealer, and Juggernaut in general.
And you don't have a save. No Abaddon, no Oracle, no Dispel.
Well, you still have one last pick, actually, and this is support, so I would ban Oracle. Oh, no,
it's
Oracle's banned.
Yeah,
okay,
that's the thing. They've all been banned out. That's why I'm struggling to think of what DJ's hero is. And I'm starting to wonder if they move the Sand King into 4, but I don't think I like it when it's Sand King Witch Doctor. And I can't think of an amazing pick here for Ice outside of that Sand King. So
you could go for like a Centaur, right? Perhaps, just to give Lifestealer, like, it's a save, per se. We see the Centaur do so, being okay. Night Stalker as well was actually pretty decent. I don't mind the Night Stalker. They think the same thing as well. They think that the Sand King will be moving to 4. I can see the Sand King moving to 4. I don't mind the Witch Doctor Sand King pickup. It's just that Sand King 4 has been...
I want to see DJ play something fun. Something interesting. Just give me like a Techies.
10 seconds.
Give me a Techies.
You know, we actually saw a Techies in the... It was a Techies first pick in Alliance game.
Yeah.
Qualifiers.
They didn't win that game though, did they?
I don't know, actually. I just saw the picture of it.
I fell asleep halfway through that game. I mean, it was like 7 PM. I had to wake up at 3 for the C qualifiers. Oh, the big lad we forget. But you've been talking a little bit about this.
He's the better Undying, I'm telling you. There's no reason why you should pick Undying when you have ET. I know that it's much harder to win the lane with him because you have to stack up, like you mentioned, right? And get the damage from the creeps and whatnot. But Undying is such garbage coming to mid-game that at least Elder Titan does that transition. I like the extra stun that you provide. The Air Splitter is one of the few abilities that actually zone out, similar to Macropyre. I like this here. I'm glad they picked him.
A team fight reset to go on the Stone Gaze as well. You can combo up, get it going, and a Huskar. Final pick.
Okay, you said some weird heroes. There's the weird hero. Well, not weird necessarily, but like, you know, not picked yet.
Huskar into Doosa.
And into Lifestealer, by the way.
And into Death Ward.
That's also true.
And into multiple stuns.
He is not... I would not have thought of this hero, to be honest.
And with no save. They've got to have a cracking laning stage.
How's the Huskar versus Doosa matchup in?
I'm not actually sure. I've not seen it, but I would imagine...
So you don't care about the mana too much, right? Because you only need your inner fire. So Mystic Snake is not that big of a deal.
You have no cares whatsoever about the Mystic Snake.
No.
And Medusa's right click isn't that powerful either. You're probably able to zone the Medusa decently the first 3-4 levels, honestly.
Yeah, probably with a Burning Spear.
Maybe get like 20% more farm than Doosa out of the first 5-6 waves.
Do you skip the potential inner fire here for the Husk? They usually get level 1, or not level 1, but you get the early level just to have the disarm.
I think so.
Because you don't care about that against a Doosa too much. You're not gonna
be able to use it.
No, exactly.
We'll have to see.
It's interesting.
This is not something we see at all. Huskar against Doosa. Must be something that they feel that works.
Also,
They
Huskar
feel
against
something.
CT, I just realized, is not actually good at all. That splitter can really, really damage a Huskar.
Yeah.
And the, what's it? The natural order?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Huskar does not like that at all.
Yeah,
You
but
can-
basically, Huskar doesn't like spill damage, he doesn't like stuns, and he doesn't like physical damage. Everything else he's fine with.
I mean, the new Huskar doesn't love magical damage either if it's burst, right? Because you don't get magic resistance anymore. So, I mean, we're so used to
But
the...
you usually have 2 or 3 braces.
No, of course, you're better off. But like, say if they pick a Lina, Laguna Blade now hurts you if you're low on HP. You
Yeah.
know? So... It used to be a counter, actually. I remember Coop or Lina with Ags. And
So-
we used to go that against Huskar.
It feels like they've picked Huskar for the item build.
What do you mean the item?
Treads, double bracer, halberd, and then you halberd the Medusa, so she does absolutely nothing in team fights.
Yeah. Well, I love the Shadow Shaman.
So then you've got 2 cores, Jug and Huskar, who can potentially deal with this Lifestealer, who takes a long time to come up into his item build if he does go for that Radiance.
Absolutely perfect.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect.
You know what's wonderful about these voice lines? That they're teaching me languages. I think I'm learning Chinese and Russian because of them.
Ni hao ma?
I'm not learning that because that's not a voice line. Here,
Oh.
what? Jesus Christ! Like you're putting a test.
What
here
about this
above
one?
my level. I'm learning French. How do they do that, by the way? From a standpoint that they actually made it longer. I'm actually really impressed by the engineering behind that voice line.
Cut and paste?
Cut and paste the same thing, but like progressively.
Yeah.
And to make it sound natural, I think it's actually.
I mean, it was quite long in the original one, right? It was like 5 or 6 seconds long in the original.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Owen went ham with that Seb.
Jesus.
So the base one, the short one, is edited to be shorter than the original.
Right.
30
right. So you just
seconds
kind
to
of take
battle.
away part of
Feel
the.
free to
just cut it
stop
in the middle.
killing before that. We're not sticklers.
Can you get to longer than the original screen? Is that possible?
You know what?
I don't know.
Boom.
I'm not spending 1,000 euros on my battle pass.
Boom.
Come on.
I don't get paid enough for that.
Exactly. You don't have those 1,000 years.
Come
Not
on.
even a choice
Caster, not a player.
yet. When's UK Dota reviving?
I mean, yet.
I'm waiting.
Nearly
for that.
30. My playing days are long gone.
I think that's a myth.
15 years ago.
Fear's old and Fear's good.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, he's not winning anything recently, but he won when he was old. So, right?
Sure.
I mean, he's always been called Old Man Fear. I guess I don't really know at what point that meme was true.
1%.
Lanham is good too. I like Lanham.
He is
He's old.
powerful.
I love him. And Ice Ice actually relatively old for. I mean, he's been in the game forever. So anyone old, you guys have a chance, guys. Everyone can play Dota. Dota is for all ages.
What is this battle?
I think
Jabs and Pelosin just like,
I think Jabs realized halfway through that there's no way you're winning this against the Shadow.
Like, his damage is reverse, pretty much, of the Shadow Shaman. 74 against 57. Not ideal.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Also, Shadow Shaman is an ether shock as opposed to your like paralyzing cast. And paralyzing cast versus one person. Jabs is hating this. Like,
Ouch.
he's also position 5 versus position 4, so it's technically bullying what Paulson is doing here.
Ouch. Ouch. So how do they set up their lanes otherwise? With this Lifestealer Witch Doctor versus Doom Shadow Shaman, it is the 1v1 mid, Huskar versus Medusa. And yeah, Medusa's taking a bit of a pounding. 2 CS against the Huskars. 0 and 2. So Huskar focusing very hard on harassing and now dragging his way back to his tower to secure some CS. While down bottom, Jug and Grim against a Sand King ET. Winter has to be so careful with his positioning. If he plays anywhere like into this box, he's going to start dying. He's really got to kind of scurry himself back and forth in front of that tier 1 to make sure he doesn't get picked by a quick Burrow Strike. Especially once they hit level 2.
Yeah, it's true. You do have the... I guess you can't go on the Juggernaut on any chance, right? So it's just Winter has to be careful this lane. Because Juggernaut always has the Blade Fury to get away. DJ's going to start to do the thing that you Elder Titans do, which is a stack. That's the biggest... It's one of the big factors as well for Elder Titan that I love in the early game. You get to do the double stack easy. Yeah, DJ? Okay. I think he does a triple. No, he doesn't get the triple stack.
That didn't aggro.
No, it's happened sometimes. It's
He
super-
didn't get... he tried 3 and he gets 0.
He got 0, wow.
Oh, dearie me.
I'm so sorry, DJ.
I don't know if you mentioned, but Radiant did sentry up the large camp down south as well.
Okay. So I'm mistaken how the aggroing works for this. So you have to be in vision, or the creeps have to have vision of you, so they aggro to you with the spirit. I think that's it. Which is why you
so.
can get it. Then again, I remember when you had to stack, and sometimes you had the Thunder Hide, which you refused to let you stack. for no reason other than
It just slaps the ground and goes, "Rah!"
yeah.
and then doesn't move.
Exactly. That was infuriating. You felt like a bad player, but it wasn't. It was the game. Hate the system, not the player.
Well, this is where Huskar starts to take his lead. 7-12 against Medusa's 3-0. Abed, back into the jungle you go. Farm that medium camp.
And he's dire as well.
Top lane, jabs. He's got a Maledict and a Cask bouncing between Pelosi and his illusion. Shadow Shaman goes with the shackles. But I think MP here should have a good couple of hits in, munching away at the Shadow Shaman. One more touch. Takes him out, and there's your first blood while Velo's doom.
Stars magic stick though. Oh, not with a crit.
Alpha Wolf crit.
Oh, wow.
Stoke the furnace with your
I thought he was going to get away. Honestly, without the crit, he probably would have with a magic stick in the tangles. Well, and this is our answer to the Medusa lane. We were right about the zoning out. It's just impossible. I don't think Abed particularly playing badly here. It's just... What are you supposed to do? Mystic Stick does nothing to him. He actually has a pretty decent range for harassing you.
It is obnoxious.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, no points in fire, going for the 0-2-2. Double braces ready. And Abed just cannot show himself on this lane. We'll have Jabs bring out a salve to him, I believe. Refill his HP as best he can.
This kind of reminds me of, you know, remember the EU qualifier? Oh, wait. The EU qualifiers for TI where War kept picking Huskar mid. And they won every single matchup except until OG. And then they finally started banning the Huskar. I was like, well, okay, that's our strategy. That's it.
No more Huskar.
It was incredibly obnoxious. They didn't even pick it as like a counter to anything. It was just he was such a strong laner and win the lane from there.
You know what's cooking?
It was incredibly obnoxious. They didn't even pick it as like a counter to anything. It was just he was such a strong laner and win the lane from there. There's a mid lane matchup, but might be aiming for a kill here.
Oh, that Alpha Wolf.
It's helping.
Pelosi gets plus 23 damage when he's near Doom.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He does 100 damage to hit.
He could be dying here. Paralyzing Cast does not bounce back to him. Open Wounds is available, but it's only level 1. 200 range, not so good. Nothing to say. Okay, he's gonna keep burning Abed. And there's the help. Nothing to say. The Elder Titan actually pushing him away, but nothing to say is gonna be fine. Well, this happened, by the way. I missed the kill on Jabs. I'm sorry.
They just dive the tower. Easy dive. Like, they've got so much damage. Doom hits for 94. Shadow Shaman, like I was saying, hits for 100 when he's near that Doom. Jabs takes like 4 or 5 hits and he's a goner.
Yeah, Witch Hunter actually has really terrible armor. Only 1 armor. He's one of those supports that's really offensive as well. So, I mean, he has healing, right? But he's offensive in the early game with Maledict and Paralyzing Cask. This is actually quite easy to get him.
How many bounty runes do they get? Ice gets 2. Winter gets the double top.
But I'm worth so much more.
Always worrying. If you're behind like this as Fnatic, your laning phase not going particularly well. Need to get those bounty runes under your belt. So Abed's sitting in the jungle.
Oh, wait, look at this pull also. He's twitching, so I'm assuming he wants to do things.
Where is he?
Yeah, he's right next to the Dusa. He's
Huskar
having
can't-
experience right now, I think.
Huskar can't walk up here without showing though.
But Velo can. Next level play. You never expect the Velo rotation. I think the Courier just actually found Pelosi.
They saw the Doom moving across with her Ob Sword.
Oh, okay, right.
Dire's top tower.
They didn't see the Juggernaut, but now the Elder Titan will realise that VT Faded was moving in towards that mid spot.
Okay.
Abed hiding in the trees. 4 heroes rotating in to try and find him, and they might still connect on this Medusa.
Oh, they body blocked him. There's no way for Abed to get away. Just a crit. That crit from the Alpha Wolf is working wonders for Velo. And Ice says, okay, tap out. I'll take your lane for a while. He has an easier time against the Huskar because you have to play the sentry fight. Oh, he has an urn, by the way, which is the best way to counter your Huskar, the Spirit Vessel. And VT faded. Push him away. He doesn't have Blade Fury, but there's not in range for the Burst Strike. Only level 2, unfortunately. There's no way DJ can catch up to him. I remember when the build on Huskar was to go for Holy Locket. That's how strong the hero was for a while. And Jabs is dead.
Its top tower ain't looking too steady.
2 deaths already on this person.
Abed not being too heavily contested.
You know what's cooking?
DJ falls down bottom. But Medusa is farming in that jungle triangle, getting herself at least closer to level 5. As Huskar, her counterpart, has reached level 7. Phase double bracer ready to go.
Alright, what level are you, dude? So we're all the same level as the Grimstroke on the opposing team.
Yeah, it feels...
Okay.
So the one downside of Huskar in this situation is he can't really pressure tower that well. He
needs armlet for that.
He's not the greatest at actually hitting tower. He's just got no damage.
Yeah, you need to be low on health and be able to toggle the armlet to actually use attack speed to hit things. Unfortunately, that's not possible until you actually get armlet. In fact, a lot of Huskars, sometimes they do the life break on creeps just to lose HP, right? But now with a new healing, it's not viable anymore to do that. Because the healing keeps you up. at high HP, unfortunately.
Dire's top
Do we know how
tower
Life
is
Break
under
works with
attack.
Soulbind? I'm assuming it's similar to Jug, where it just works on one.
I'm actually not sure. I know it jumps to one. I'm actually not sure if it does the impact on both though.
Against something.
Because Purify does work on two, right?
Doom top. After the shackles, Ice here to try and save the day. But Life Healer denial, maybe from Jabs. Ooh,
Yes.
perfect.
Good on you, Jabs.
He's gonna lose his life for it though. Velo
He
chases
knows.
it down.
Jabs knows. This isn't a life. It doesn't work.
Carnage. Killed.
I say Sice can still play this though. I'm wondering. Well, Velo, what's item is he first going for? Actually, Velo's saving up a lot. You want to see the drums, or is it Midas Doom? Because I do see.
I think it's Midas. He's got Gloves of Haste and he's saving up a lot of money. Looks like he will rush the Midas.
That's actually really impactful if you have this early of an advantage with Doom, right? With Devour and Midas, you're essentially playing Alchemist.
Yeah, you accelerate real quick. When MP has even given up on top lane. He says, screw it, I'm not sticking around up there. And he's
going to
also
the-
shifting away from his hand of Midas. What's the armlet into SNY?
Okay, DJ in trouble. Only slash, not too impactful, but the goat might just kill him.
My example.
I know this showing by all the time makes him seem weak, but it's just because the game is unfortunate for him. Shackles with the silence. This ghost will come back to the Brimstone. Full damage, he has to take it away. Oh, okay, that's not bad, but I said Jess could do nothing there.
He walks into 4-5 heroes. Not sure what he was expecting other than death. Lots of Dire Observers, they're out here watching the river, watching these crossing paths of the Radiant team, which allow them to see the movement from heroes like Grimstroke, Juggernaut, Doom when they are contesting these new camps that Medusa is farming safely as she possibly can. The trouble is, Witch Doctor Titan's so severely underleveled and underfarmed, they don't really have any capabilities of swinging spikes or offering any way to grab kills until maybe now bring 4 heroes bottom.
Immediately, Rick's still available though. He might be in a position.
Dire's top tower is
That is a
under
big kill.
Oh no, VT faded. Do not do the train.
Dire
Train
structures
feed is
on
never the
point.
answer. Be really careful. You get 4 heroes. You may. They managed to evade the stop. There's silence, but the Lieutenant will get off himself easily. And instead, Winter will be the victim. If they had it.
This is Gabe Noah.
Ice getting some earn charges under his belt as well.
Double kill.
They now need to take the bottom tier 1, and they cut the map so the Medusa is very safe to arm away.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble.
Oh, is this,
Radiant's
you're
bottom
playing
tower
the
needs a
Hustler.
hand.
Do you hoard the Spurred Vessel, the charges in the early game, just in case you can't get in to make sure you attack against the Huskar? It is so valuable. Or do you just use them liberally as you usually do?
I think you save 1. So if you save 1, you always use that 1
get
guaranteed
2,
kill,
yeah,
get
yeah.
2. But as long as you have 1 to put on the Huskar, then you're fine.
Okay, so you don't. Okay.
Don't go to 0, basically.
Never go to 0.
Sometimes go to 0.
I mean,
Never go to 0.
it's funny because we save 1, right? Or you have to
Whoa,
essentially
whoa.
use the earth.
Nice, I saw it.
Oh,
Is he alright? He might just be.
There's a
able to escape.
rotation.
If he can get high ground and DP, well, he just doesn't care, he's just walking it off.
he went to 0, but he's fine.
He felt the need to heal himself.
I think that was just a though. You don't know what my team is, so they got you there by any chance.
And that's an earn anyway.
Yeah, it's once the Spurred Vessel comes out that you care. But the charges transition, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay. Jabs the smoke. There's a Roshan here. And Huskar is also a really good Roshan taker, so that's a huge advantage here. Healing Word usually not the best thing to use with a Huskar, to be honest, but against Roshan, because he wanted to hit a bit faster, but whatever.
When he's tanking Roche without armlet, it's
Yeah, you kind of need it, I suppose.
kind of required.
There's the Astral... Okay, that's a really, really good stop, actually. It only was a follow-up for it. Unfortunately, ET level 6 recently reached.
Literally just then,
Yeah.
as Roshan falls.
How did he get... Is that why he got it?
No, they were clearing out.
Radiant structures
Oh,
are
okay, right.
fortified.
Pretty sure he got it from the jungle camp. But anyway, Ice pressure's down, bottom tier 1, forces Huskar to rotate. Lifestealer getting his farm on very close to the armlet. Will be contested by the Juggernaut as VT faded, looking to spin TP out of the top wave.
And Ice. Will they catch him this time?
He's a slippery devil. I don't
There
know if
is
they
a
will.
3-man
Radiant's
smoke. They
bottom
have Doom
tower
as
needs
well.
a hand.
Okay, it's DJ instead. You don't need the Doom for him, right? Yeah. You're gonna save it for whatever TP happens there. MP coming in, Jabs as well. Jabs realizing he has to use the pausing cast. It's still available, but they're having a trouble reinitiating here, so Velo is gonna keep it on himself.
Level 3 Maladex. Oh, he's fine.
Yeah, he should be able to TP. Also, Doom has the Devourer, and he's super tanky.
He did lose a lot of HP. A good TP back home. And no follow through. Medusa literally just watching the fight.
I'm glad that nobody died there, guys.
So glad.
He can't join by any means, any single fight, right now. Like, what's the item that you decide? Okay, I'm a hero now. I can stop farming for a while.
Honestly,
it's difficult this game, right?
Manta +1.
Yeah.
It might just be like Manta style.
Could be Manta Skadi, and then maybe.
Yeah, it's a rough one. Maybe even just Yasha Skadi might be an option here. I don't know if you need the Manta desperately this game. What is there? Phantom's Embrace, so that's pretty much it. Is there anything you can potentially dodge?
Nice
Infernal
bottom
Blade?
tower.
Is it?
Don't look good.
Yeah, but then that's never gonna hit you, right? So that's useless. The Life Break also.
Dire's bottom tower is
good
getting
enough.
pushed around.
And you can... That's it. There's not really much. There's the Doom onto Ice they were looking for a while back, but unfortunately this time, after fighting his own Titan, great paralyzing cast, forcing the Earth Splitter to hit.
Don't look good.
And Velo manages to evade at least that stop. Now goes for the tier 1 in the bottom lane.
The power Mysg+Au playing very small map, grouping up, playing as 5. Using this Aegis to try and secure as many objectives as they can in the first 15-20 minutes of the match. And Fnatic, the complete opposite, as widespread as possible. Big map, Medusa top, Lifestealer mid. Making sure that they don't lose out on that widespread as possible. Big land, especially their own jungle areas, which Medusa still desperately needs to keep cultivating and farming for herself. And once they do get this Medusa to a... just a Yasha with the Wraith Bands and the Treads, she might feel safe enough. Now she is level 10. But I still feel that level 15, the Manta, or whatever item that comes after this Yasha, much more important to try and make a stand somewhere in front of these towers.
And we'll see what they decide.
I mean, Aegis still for another 2 minutes.
Yeah, nothing to say doesn't really need it, though. The ability to kill him is quite limited to them being able to pick him off with a quick stun. And now that you have the armlet, now your tower pushing starts becoming the Huskar tower pushing we well know and love, right?
I mean, he's not stopping anytime soon.
No, he doesn't need to, right? And the healing ward actually makes it even worse because there's no way that you can even kill him. And there, he just wanted to make sure he got the last hit.
Top tier 2, next port of call.
I'm liking the build on Jug as well, by the way. Straight Diffusal Blade. I'm assuming it's mounted Diffusal Blade. Great for Dusa. Pretty decent on Lifestealer as well. Forces you to rage to purge the away. And I think there's 2 might be in trouble. The Earth Splitter does catch him. They do commit 2 ultimates though, both the Epicenter and the Earth Splitter, just to get it 2.
Midas on cooldown though. Off cooldown. Usable.
Must have been dizzy.
Doom dead. Not getting that golden money hand efficiency. And it's a big kill as well. He is top net worth. He is the biggest hero in the game right now. So grabbing that kill and giving money over to your Ice Sand King to get closer to that blink. Super powerful as they push Ice out of the sandstorm with the inner fire after the dust had missed. Still no real great chance to defend that top tier 2 though. And again, Fnatic spread the map. Play as wide as they possibly can, trying to get the Deso done on the Lifestealer so he can stand a chance against the Juggernaut, the Huskar in these fights. And would you believe where Abed is?
Well, I can't believe where Paulson is because he's dead. Where is Abed?
He's farming in the triple camp.
You mean this triangle? The Lumina... Why does this always happen to me?
So you're pressing the Windows button.
I'm aware of what I'm actually doing. I mean, why my fingers don't do what I tell them to do, okay? I'm sorry. I'm complaining on my own body. This morph?
Stupid body.
Yeah. What's that when you can't properly do what you're supposed to do?
Lag.
Like...
Just brain lag.
Yeah, brain lag. That's exactly...
That's my catch-all term for anything that I do stupidly.
Nothing to say. Okay.
Aegis is gone.
Yeah.
Aegis is gone.
That was... Okay, he had to fight that, right? There's no other choice. So at least he got a kill out of it. And Bello's like, nah, you're not getting out of here with your stupid vehicle. He actually uses a Doom on the Elder Titan, but that will be a kill denial with a Scorched Earth. So you have to get the last hit. There it is. Now Velo realizes why he shouldn't have participated here. He might have been strong before, but Lifestealer is a hard counter to this Doom, and that armor is working wonders for MP, by the way, to be the space-creating hero.
Yeah, just a casual Blackstone as well. The Deso should be coming soon, but that minus armor with the armlet, superb damage.
I'm really happy to see the build here for MP.
He did have those Midas Cubes to begin with, but he changed very quickly.
That's what a smart player does, though. Like, you know what the good build is. It is a better build, Midas, if you can get it, right? But sometimes you have to adapt.
Improvise, overcome.
Who said that? What's the quote from?
No idea. Probably a naughty person. Literally no idea.
But he is adapting. And
Abed has left the jungle. Oh no, he's going back. He was top for maybe 30 seconds. Then he sees a creep wave mid. Vacuum it all up. Nom 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 nom.
He's gonna go for butterfly the second item. Okay, we are arguing about what items. He is just gonna finish the Manta style.
Cool.
You know what? I think that even with Yasha and an item, he wouldn't have been able to, participate in team fights. Abed acknowledges this.
Level 15 Deucer time.
That is pretty big. So what do you care? Who's the heroes that care the most about that talent? Probably the Shadow Shaman.
Doom.
Grimstroke. Oh, Doom
for sure.
Doom's big. Yep.
And where does Doom's mana pool go? Down the toilet. He does nearly have Crimson Guard done on Velo after that Midas drums.
Radiant
still
bottom
don't
tower
have-
is under attack.
That Greaves carrier. Nothing really to give them burst heal. Up against the Sand King, the Elder Titan, who can output a lot of burst damage. Start of these team fights, but we are seeing Huskar build up into a BKB. Juggernaut, of course, has that spin. We'll be dipping back into the Manta after that defusal. Now it's fully completed.
Usually the build is Yasha to Diffusal and finish the Manta, but in this game, the Diffusal has so much value.
And Winter in these games plays the tower defense heroes really well. Winter Wyvern, Grimstroke, just sit at a tower, spam your spells, keep the creep waves away from your buildings.
And he plays Undying and he feels so useless.
Yep.
Because you have
Radiant's
nothing to
bottom
do.
tower is under attack.
It feels much more comfortable for him being in these positions, I think.
Certainly. Yeah.
It allows him to get some farm.
Oh, it is lovely for Winter. Like, seeing him above 1k net worth before minute 30 is just... Look at him. He's growing.
Oh, Jabs has boots.
I mean, Jabs, though, does play a very similar position to Winter. It sucks because Jabs used to be a mid laner, then he went to position 4, and it seems like he's just being relegated down the ladder of farm. And he's played so sacrificially this tournament.
His position in
Radiant's
teams in
bottom
Dota
tower
2
needs a
has
hand.
deteriorated in terms of the hierarchy, but his haircuts have got a lot better.
I want to say...
The Juggernaut
Really?
tower is
I've not seen his newest haircut. How good is his haircut?
Way better than it was 4 years ago.
Great answer.
When he was a mid player,
I've not seen his
Did he
newest
have the
haircut. How
cocky
good
hair?
is
Does
his
it go
haircut?
with it? Does he mature with the haircut?
way
Does he
better
have
than
a
it was
bowl
4 years
haircut
ago when he was playing mid.
Oh.
Now he looks
Dire a scan.
pretty slick.
And a fine
Okay.
sneaky
Look,
bomb.
just slightly homoerotic about Jabs.
Fine.
Perfectly fine. I would understand that. Desolator's up on MP.
DD on the Juggernaut, MP and Jabs. Don't want to be involved with this nonsense.
The second the Omni slashes you is the second you realize, yeah, I'm dead.
So basically, we're going through the motions here. Radiant team's waiting for that second Roshan cycle. They need the Aegis and Cheese for the Huskar and the Jug so they can actually make a concerted effort to push up towards the high ground. But this has given a lot of room for the Dire team, especially this Deucer, which we have been hammering on about. You know, Abed has been kind of waiting, biding his time. He even
No, he's like...
removes himself from the smoke. No. The trouble is, this was all spotted. Radiant Observer Ward sees them smoke, sees them move, but the Juggernaut's still going to get caught, killed, spins, the dodge, the stomp. VT faded. Can he get himself out of danger with the Death Ward down? And the Caustic popping. Healing Ward's there, and Faded survives. Barely. Scrapes away with his life.
That's very good. Look at his build as well. He didn't go for the... Some pros really like the 50 Blade Fury movement speed because of the capabilities it gives you. And in this game, I could see that being justified, but...
Immediate re-smoke.
By Mysg+Au, going from low to high ground.
Dire's
We'll
top
see.
tower is under attack.
Who are you planning on catch? I mean, you know the Medusa and where she is perpetually, right? So this is the perfect target, but DJ's gonna tank the smoke for her.
Run, Abed.
DJ
Run.
is so nice. What a martyr.
Run for the hills, Abed.
Abed is finding his place elsewhere. He's like, this triangle is no longer mine. That's a perfect line.
But you see what this Radiant side has to keep doing?
What?
Because Fnatic are playing big map, they've got to keep coming back to defend their towers. Tier 1 top, Tier 2 bottom lane. Doom repurposes himself to come and try and defend as Ice is Sand King. Forever a thorn in their side. But it will open up Roshan for them. As Fnatic, Medusa down bottom, Juggernaut will show himself there, has a TP and will come up towards that northern shrine. But Fnatic, theoretically, could come and contest this. They've got everyone alive. DJ is TPing the shrine, and they've smoked up with the infested Sandking having life stealer inside of him. Cheese on the floor. Here they go. Doom down. With that death ward, they're going to find another. Huskar loses his Aegis immediately. Now, Medusa hasn't done a damn thing in this fight. It's all been ISO and MP. Getting in, getting out, popping it, and making sure that the momentum stops.
Small notice to DJ, right? That was a great air splitter, making sure you get the Huskar. And that's what we were saying earlier, right? The Huskar, it's a good pick because you win the lane, but God, is every hero countering you in this draft. Elder Titan, one of them, and when you're low HP, it's just so easy to bring you down. He lost his Aegis there, which he desperately needs to be able to play as aggressively as he wants to, usually. And his next time is going to be a beat. Oh no, Heaven's Halberd. He has a BKB now. Not Heaven's Halberd. Yeah.
Yeah, losing Aegis there, it's not good.
No, because usually this is the point where the Huskar reaches sort of a slight peak, and you want to play aggressively.
So in a normal game, do they catch?
I think they can kill him actually. Damage.
He's got Burrow, he's fine. He's okay. He's got cheese as well.
Oh, he has
He likely won't use it here just to save his life, but he's okay.
Yeah.
So if this was a non-Huskar game, that second Aegis, you know, it would mean a decent amount because it's that high ground pushing Aegis.
Sure.
And the fact they lost cheese to the Sand King who stole it away is another pretty big deal there, because that has potentially, you know, a second or third life for someone. But in a Huskar draft, in a Huskar lineup, the first Roshan, the first Aegis, gets you a couple of kills, takes out all the tier 1s, tier 2s, normal. That is casual. That's what you do in any game. Yep. Second Aegis, though, for Huskar is pretty much end game. That's where you want to break a lane of barracks, break a tier 3, take shrines, and really stamp your mark on the match. And if you don't have that, even with BKB, this guy can get munched apart by Lifestealer, by Medusa, who are scaling incredibly well. Medusa now top of the net worth after being 6th or 7th 10 minutes ago. Lifestealer and Sand King not far behind the pack of 3 green heroes there on the board either.
And the problem is that he has the window for Mysg+Au, despite them winning for so early, is, you know, it's limited because your Huskar does fall off, as you were mentioning, and you kind of have to relegate now into Juggernaut being your carry. And they have done a proper job of farm allocation as well. VT Faded, as you noticed before, was okay, all right, you know, mid charts. Now he's slowly getting closer to the Huskar, sorry. And the Doom, similarly with the Midas Devour build, he's able to go for early utility and can even transition to a pseudo core. I don't think we're gonna see Rain is Doom, but we're gonna see Doom has much more impact. And it's now up to them to start to win this fight. This guy has no chill. Just jabs, Jesus Christ. Constantly with the Death Ward activated whenever he can.
He knew the spin was down, so he just goes for the quick cask Maledict Death Ward.
It was good though, because that means they could take the tower, right? Just push the Juggernaut away. And now is when you start to define and set your mark on the map, much like the Huskar should. And this triangle that you always like to mark on the map over here.
Yeah, the game has been turned on its head by that Roshan contest, the steal of the cheese, the pop of the Aegis. Huskar now feeling a little bit lost. Even with the 10-second BKB, he hasn't found a way to enter any great team fights. Ice jump straight in. Doom on Medusa in the back, nothing to say, walking forward with his BKB, but who does he target? Who does he focus? Where does he go? Who do we play with? Lifesteal's munching apart at him as Medusa spun down after the Omni Slash. Now finally nothing to say, he joins the fight and clears up MP. Lifesteal's gone, Medusa will follow him to the grave. Ice, nothing to do. Turn around, be brave, try and fight them, Ice. You're not escaping from this one. Oh, maybe Life Break chases him. Michael Jordan all the way. Dunks down the Sand King. All heroes for nothing.
That might actually be what you were talking about earlier, where the Huskar starts taking your racks now. You don't need for the Aegis, you just need to kill everyone else. A simple way to fix your draft. So, with the Juggernaut now, is the healing ward available? Yes, it is. This is important for the sustain once you go up to the high ground. Who cares about backdoor protection? It's just a concept. I don't believe in it. They're going to keep on going for the tower.
It was a weird initiation from Ice. He goes for a burst strike onto 1. They didn't get through the stone gaze.
And they killed DJ.
A great jump from the Doom to catch the Medusa in the back.
That's a fantastic Doom. They forced the bind from Medusa, which is actually pretty huge. Jab's doing the same thing he's been doing this whole game. Constantly death warding as soon as he can. They can cancel his TP, but Vela will die. Best stun in the game is death. But
Tier 3 gone.
Yep. Which means the shrines are now available, especially this Roshan shrine is big, because now is the time when Fnatic starts to get the items to actually be able to contest Roshans, right? And if you break that shrine, you don't have the buyback TP, which means that Fnatic now has a much easier time taking a quick Roshan. Hell, even sometimes you can even sneak a Roshan in just because they cannot TP to that shrine. So it's a pretty major thing. And the Huskar, now with Heaven's Halberd, decided to go for his first, I guess, big item, being the MKB.
Deal with that Medusa butterfly. She swings into Skadi next.
It's a pretty good item on Huskar though. Like with the attack speed in general, you get a lot of procs. It's
He's changed his mind. Satanic is what is queued now.
why Huskar? I just said it. Is it? But that's why.
And you say it. Oh, he's changed his mind again. He's gone for a plate mail to get AC.
Is that's because you said it now?
Yeah.
It's just the caster's curse all over.
Every time you notice, it's that concept. Every time you observe an experiment, you have the opportunity to modify it, right?
What you mean the plank? The idea with Planck's constant,
Yeah.
the fact that you can change electrons positioning by
Observing it, yeah.
So, yep, the item build is an electron, guys. You heard it here first. What a great metaphor. Now,
That thing in science where you look at a thing and it changes. I'm so smart. I can't remember what things are called half the time. Deary me.
it's all right, man. You're 30. You're getting old. It's
Yeah.
okay. School was a long time ago.
Memory loss kicking in.
Mysg+Au with that smoke. What are they gonna go for here?
Don't do drugs, kids. Ruins your memory.
Okay, I thought you were saying that was the point Mysg+Au was gonna do. What are they gonna go for? Drugs. Okay.
Is this how Dire's
Go
middle
for
barracks?
drugs.
The
Radiant's bottom
serpent
tower
wards
needs a
No
are
glyph.
in their range. Yeah, there is no glyph. The healing ward used a bit preemptively, but they just want to keep them pushing. They can just... I mean, they used a smoke here trying to catch someone out. And it was a good smoke if they returned this way, but Fnatic knew about it. VD faded. Will just fade away. And you don't want to
don't
fight
get-
this too much.
They don't get the melee. Not of massive importance there to Fnatic.
No?
Losing range racks.
It's honestly more the gold at this point than the actual range hero creep that you guys is useless. It's not that great. But
Radiant are
you have a
scanning
Roshan
for
spawning in perhaps 1 minute 20 seconds.
That's the third one, isn't it? So you're going to have
Yeah, refresher.
double Serpent Wars potentially.
Ooh, yeah. Double Doom as well, if you want to.
Double Serpent.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Forget everything else. They need to end this game. They need some kind of win condition. Huskar,
Sure,
to some extent, is that. But you need the Serpent Wars there to really drive it home. Juggernaut, he's getting pretty big himself now. Maelstrom after the Manta Diffusal. Butterfly queued up for himself.
Radiant's bottom tower
Medusa
needs a
Skadi
hand.
still about 1,000 gold away. Fnatic now it's their turn to play tight-knit. Small map. Stick together around the triple camp. Keep Medusa safe and sound.
Radiant's
Bounty runes are
bottom
coming up in
tower
10
is
seconds
under
as well, so they'll try and grab up both bounties bottom.
Socrates is the next item. Now he is committing to it. He has a plate now, so he can actually say it. It's not going to change.
He got that when I said it earlier.
Oh, okay. Actually, alright. I thought you meant he had queued. So now you have the Socrates on the Huskar, which is going to help a bit the Juggernaut as well. Attack speed within that Omni Slash is super important. He himself is finishing up Mjolnir. You can still kill Medusa despite her butterfly right now, right? Like, she's not... She has Skadi though. She's starting to get to the point of tanky Medusa, nobody murders her.
If she's isolated, doomed, Omni Slashed, she still falls pretty.
Oh, for sure. But if she's isolated, it's a big win for it.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic's other heroes like Witch Doctor, Elder Titan, they fall pretty quickly. Neither of them tanky, neither of them with escape mechanisms, both underleveled, underfarmed. So it's down to Sand King and Lifestealer to try and get that jump. You know, if Fnatic get the initial move, if they're able to infest bomb with the Sand King Lifestealer, catch out the Doom, the Grimstroke, one of these key teamfight heroes of the Radiant side, then Fnatic look reasonably good.
Yep.
But if Deuce is the one that gets jumped, or if the squishy support heroes in the ET and Witch Doctor get found by the Doom, or get soulbound, or life break, they are in a lot of trouble.
And here you're seeing a slight problem with the build difference of the Lifestealer, where if you usually go for the typical build of Midas Radiance and you tank up considerably more, you can just walk into the team fight. The build of Desolator is much more of a bombing build, quite literally. So you go for the Lifestealer bombs, try to get the pickoffs as you mentioned, but you definitely cannot act as that frontliner for Medusa. Now, okay, that is a really good play for
How?
I think he's... Did he see the smoke?
I don't know.
It must have been.
I didn't catch it.
The smoke must have revealed before he blinked. Otherwise, this Juggernaut has superhuman reflexes. Because it is true that Blade Fury is a 0 cast point skill. So technically, you're able to evade Burrow Strike. Because it takes longer than your Blade Fury. But that also means that, you know, what is the VT Faded is not human. So, you know.
Robots in my video game.
I don't mean a robot, I mean like you might just be superhuman. Like he's
he is AI. Nice. They borrow so the Dusa can come through. Now it does. The shackles on the Dusa.
That's great.
Life break onto Armin. They're taking her down. Lower and lower. Spin there from BT Faded with the Omni Slash. Chase down. The jab drags back. That Omni Slash away from Dusa. Looking to deny. DJ, give it to her. Give it to her. No. It's Velo to grab the kill. Force the buybacks. Medusa doesn't have one. So it's down to MP now in this fight. 4 versus 4. But it's this juggernaut. So strong right here. Chasing MP and potentially forcing the GG.
Dire's middle barracks are
So
under attack.
VT Faded is going to be now pushing these towers down as Ice falls on the backlines. Like, we don't really care about that. It's going to be the melee racks falling for them.
Middle
And
barracks are under
Fnatic,
attack.
what do you do against this? I don't know if you can defend this, to be honest. You have Medusa dead for 70 seconds.
They can't shift bot, so they have to go top. They're spamming it now, wanting that top tier 3. But I think you're right, defending a second lane of racks here doesn't seem feasible at all for Fnatic.
Luckily, the tier 2's still up, right? That's your saving grace here to not getting melee creeps, because you can't commit to the tier 4s right now.
Top tower has fallen.
They know the Deuce doesn't have buyback, which is why they're pushing so hard, and there's no way they get caught out here. The Doom's not available though, so that should be mentioned, nothing to say.
Dire's top barracks is fallen.
And then Roshan's available as well. Is there a chance you can take Roshan as well with this? Like Rax and then Roshan?
Oh, absolutely.
This is really dangerous, because this is Refresher or Roshan. This is the finishing Roshan, and this is the time when you do get double Serpent Wards and boom, boom.
And Medusa dead for 30 means Roshan is dead before she respawns.
Yeah, for sure.
Her life break talent. Such long range.
Radiant's top tower's above
I'm
the
gonna take
top.
Roshan. Easily. And the Shrine near Roshan is also dead, by the way, so there's no way Fnatic, even if the Dusa were to come back and the Roshan were by some miracle alive, the chance of her TPing in and the Assault Quest should be done on Huskar with just maybe 1 creep camp. They should let him farm it, just so you have the extra minus armor for the towers, right? And they do give the Refresher Shard to the Shadow Shaman. There he is.
Who has 4.7k gold saved
Go for that BKB. I would like to...
by Ags. Just
Yeah.
by Ags. Yeah.
I think he... Oh, he has a point
He has a
booster.
point booster. He's doing it.
Don't queue the BKB and then buy Ags.
Go by Ags. Finish it off, Pelosin. If you get
He does.
Ags, refresh a shard. Yes, good boy.
Beth.
The bestest of boys, Pelosin. Oh.
Watch this
Level
dehumanization
37.
and process. Whistle M2. Why don't you care?
No, I'm not catcalling him. Showing my
Appreciation for Pelosin's build.
my eternal appreciation, yeah.
So Jabs, Pelosin, you have a very thing for supports, don't you?
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
me.
it.
Oracle player.
Root for the underdogs.
Pelosin has been everything but an underdog in this game. He has been on point. Look at his items, actually. If you look at his net worth, he's only 1,000 gold below the Sanking. I think he has been super impactful. We saw it last team fight, right? The Shackles on the Dusa. They doomed her, but the Shackles on the Dusa is what allowed the Doom to be effective, right? It was... I mean, Shadow Shaman 4. It's just amazing. It's a great hero. Very, very nice to watch as well. I don't even think it's that overpowered. I just think it's very solid in this meta.
A Fnatic really doing this outside of their base?
Okay, they want to catch him by surprise.
Medusa have TP? She does. They're defending tier 2. Oh,
Surprise
hey.
factor. Surprise factor might help you.
Oh, this is good.
Center's charged. There's the bomb. Go for the Huskar first. The Huskar. It's Aegis. There's double Doom come out. There's Yami Sense pouncing between them. They don't use the Doom just yet. They're hitting it for the Dusa. Stone Gate's already used, but Dusa has been doomed. No more Mystic Snakes coming out this team fight. No more Mana Region. Like he was first to die. And nothing to say. Has a lot to say here against this Dusa. Jabs with a death ward that does absolutely nothing. They didn't manage, or they forced 1 Snakes out, but the Refresher's ready, which means you get a second Snakes. You don't actually need to use Refresher Shard so early, but whatever, okay.
No cheese, no Aegis. But Fnatic in a 3 versus 5 now, defending their high ground. MP's like, nah, I'm going mid lane, I'm farming. They give away mega creeps, it appears.
You don't need the Snakes for this one, which means tier 4s could be threatened here.
Yeah, looks like it. They're shifting into 5th gear now.
Okay, the Dusa. She's been caught out again. These Dooms have been so consistent. This time with the Shackles, long range, and it's forced out. The stun. They actually eat the cheese and let it. They stole earlier with a second. He still goes down. The GG. And hey, they do have it in them. How? Let's go.
They take the game on the Fnatic, yeah. Finally, they beat them once in the group stage. And they look pretty damn good swinging through this lower bracket, Mysg+Au. some real great drafted series, and that Huskar final pick definitely upset Fnatic. They first played Medusa. I thought it was strong. I thought they were going to really set the tempo of the game. But Huskar destroyed them. Absolutely railed them.
So